Never, never die. Never, never
Clear some closing doors, please.
For me, New York is a place where things actually overlap and intersect and smash into each other constantly. So, and if you look at my art since coming here, like in 1999, you kind of see that kind of happening a little bit. And I think nowhere more than here kind of allowed me to see that. It allowed me to see that, oh, I can do that with my art too.
You notice that? Well, the hydrant helps.
No, but I mean, look, there's nobody in front of it now. But it's Sunday.
Well, now you know where it's at. Cougar's gonna come up.
You know, native culture or even Apache culture and skate culture or street culture could kind of smash into each other and become Apache skateboards. But I think I kind of learned it, I don't want to say I learned it here, but I came here to to see it firsthand, what happens when cultures interact with other cultures and how new cultures are born out of it. And that's really how I look at New York, for me, how it's had a big influence on my work. But not just my work, not just the artwork, but also my community work too. Because there are communities here. They're very tight, very close knit, but I think you really see how communities can work and can organize and can be creative here, because communities are so close and so close knit and so kind of so focused that you actually see how communities work together here. And I think sometimes you take your own community for granted when you go back, because you see actually, oh, here people are actually fighting to hold on to territory and to their own community or to their neighborhood, fighting for it to not be gentrified, where we come from a place where we have all these resources and we kind of don't even use it the way we should. So I look at New York as kind of like a way to, I don't know, it's almost like, for me, it's like a measuring stick too. It allows me to see the kind of artist I don't want to be, but the artist that I want to be is here too. collectors like, oh, I really like those paintings, but I don't like the colors. And then but in my mind, I'm like, well, that's American history, though. Like I live in Arizona, right? It's the open carry state. And you could go to like Tucson, to old Tucson, right? And there's a shootout at 10 a.m. There's a shootout at 12 a.m. at 12, and there's a shootout at 3 p.m. And these people are like just waving guns all over the place. And then, and if you look at, we're the only people that have a whole filmic genre where we're the target. Like we're the target of all these Western films. We're the antagonists. But in a way, I think that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Yes, it's racist, but on the other hand, it's cool because there is in those small. There's a little sliver of truth in some of those mythologies because we were a thorn in the side of America. You know, as westward expansion moved, you know, they really, Native people really had to fight tooth and nail and live and die in that process. And for me, as a Native person, I take great pride in that. We all take great pride in that. So when we see everyone at North Dakota, we see everyone in North Dakota doing what they're doing, standing up, to us, it's just a natural progression of things. Like to everyone else, they're like, yeah, standing up. But to us, it's like, we've been doing this for many, many years. Geronimo lived 125 years ago, the leader of Apache Chief. He went to prison, and then he finally appealed to President Roosevelt. He said, President Roosevelt, I'd really like to go home. You said I could, remember? Roosevelt said, no. We can't let that happen. People are scared. Ronald lived to be 91. 90. Took on the biggest military complex of his time and was never caught. He actually surrendered. But that's called game. Don't let them throw you off your game. We're a family. We're a tribe. It's how we push back with art, with music, with poetry, with graffiti. This is how we destabilize the airwaves. We destabilize and we take control of spaces. You know, those kids on the skateboards, I always say they're Native kids, right? They're on the skateboards, but they will take over a space and remake it as their own in the process of playing. And then I watch them skate, and I think, wow, it might be cement, it might be a curb, it might be bricks, it might be wood, but I was like, these guys are one with nature. But I don't mean it in that, oh, peaceful Indian, noble one with nature. But I do mean it like in that peaceful, oh, noble Indian, one with nature. But there was one with nature in the 21st century, just like you are one with nature right now. Being here, taking over space, sharing food, learning from me, humbling yourself to me, to listen, to allow me a few more minutes to share my experience with you. You humble yourself to me, that this is the old way now, to allow yourself to be taught by the leaders, by the elders, by the griots. This is how we pass on information. This is how we pass on knowledge. This is how we teach each other how to go to war. Because the war is up here. They destabilized their whole game this last week. They destabilized their whole game this last week for one purpose: to throw you off. They throw you off your game. It's bye-bye leader. It's bye-bye community organizer.